Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to be going to Europe and I thought that I would take you along with me. So welcome to day one. But before we get into the day one of the trip, let me tell you that it was quite a challenge to pack for a 4-week trip with only what I call a capsule wardrobe, which is basically a wardrobe where all the pieces work with each other, and you would probably limit it to about 15 pieces. Because where I'm going is pretty much spring, I put together t-shirts, skirts, shorts, and a colour palette of black, white, blues, beige, just so that it all works together. I was really happy that I was able to fit all my clothes into just a carry-on and a personal bag, which would then limit the need to check in luggage. However, weight could be a problem because I think my luggage ended up being like 13 kg plus the personal bag. And here's my beautiful cat Darcy, who knows that I'm actually leaving her for a little while. Animals are so intelligent like that. I will really miss this little furry baby, but I'm sure she will be okay. See you soon, Darcy. Bye, honey. It was always going to be an early flight, so 4:30 a.m. wake up call, 7:30 is the flight to Hong Kong, and catching a taxi was kind of interesting to see how dark it was, but then again it is autumn in Melbourne. When we got to the airport, we realised that there was no way the plane was going to fly because of the weather, so we settled in for a bit of a wait. Well, you know, when you travel, there's always bound to be something unexpected happen, and as it turned out, we would miss our connection flight from Hong Kong to Paris, so then they bumped us over to Qatar Airways, which, you know, is fine because we have never travelled on it before, so it's going to be interesting to try that airline. Luckily, we were able to get into the American Express lounge to wait for the flight to Doha. 8 hours later. Boarding now. Here we go. We're boarding now finally after what, 7 hours. Look at that.
To 19 JNK.
Stepping onto the Qatar Airways, I was met with really lovely hospitality, really nice smiles, big, bright, cheerful, and something about the purple lighting cheered me up a bit. And here I am unpacking for you what's on my seat. Enjoy. Finally, after 7 to 8 hours at the airport, we have liftoff. And I think we're going to be on this plane for the next 14 hours, of which I will be watching movies. I saw 3 movies about us: the Whitney Houston biopic I Want to Dance with Somebody and The House of Gucci. I have travelled quite a bit, and I have to say that the Hamad International Airport is easily one of the best airports I've been to. It's modern, it's glamorous, it's high functioning, and you know, lots of things to do. There's a little garden, there's waterfalls, very similar to the one in Singapore, and it's really nice to walk around and see what there are to offer. It's really incredible, actually. One thing for sure, Hamad International Airport in Doha is an incredible collection of curated designer labels. You've got everything from Christian Dior to Fendi to Burberry, any brands you want to know. With 9 hours at the airport here in Hamad International Airport, what does a girl do but a manicure? So here I am doing a manicure. Just a bit at the back can go, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll take it for you. Thank you. And this for you. Thanks very much. Just a top three. While we're here, let me show you the Al Mahal Lounge, which we have been hanging around for about 9 hours, and 2 cycles of food, and you know, they're quite generous. I think breakfast is about to be laid out. Alright, so we may have to go somewhere else, but anyway, I'm currently sitting at Doha Airport in a lounge that you get if you've got a certain credit card, and it's really lovely lounge. But I thought I'd come on in here and let you know that day one has been quite dramatic. For example, we were supposed to fly Melbourne, Sydney, Hong Kong to Paris, because that was just how the trip was cut up. Unfortunately, by the time we got to the airport, and by the way, we had to get up at 4:30 a.m. to try and make a flight at 7:30. When we got there, we were told that due to bad weather, we weren't allowed to fly. So that was fine. This was good enough to find us another flight. So for the first time ever, we flew Qatar Airways, which I've never done before. You know, I've flown Emirates, I've flown pretty much a lot of airlines, but I haven't flown Qatar Airways, and I was really surprised how good a service the airline is. Anyway, so it ended up being Melbourne to Doha, which is where we are now, which took 14 hours. And yeah, so you know, caught a lot of movies along the way. We are now going to spend 9 hours, or maybe more, 7 hours now in Doha, and then we're going to get another flight also in Qatar Airways to Paris, which will take us about 7 hours. Alright guys, after 9 hours we are heading out to our boarding gate. So I look forward to vlogging from Paris. Thanks for joining us today, and I will see you in the next vlog. Bye for now.